Chase Elliott was able to capture a little bit of March Madness of his own as he upset Denny Hamlin at his own home track in Martinsville, Virginia, as Elliott becomes our fourth race winner on the season as he claims victory in the Cookout 400 after leading the final 84 laps. And Andrew, we didn't fare too well. I was all in on Ford, and Ryan Blaney made a late charge and got slammed into the wall by Denny Hamlin and then plummeted through the field, got stuck on the outside, and that was pretty much all she wrote. But Penske looked really good. Joey Logano, very good run. I want to know what your thoughts were as we come out of Martinsville, and we have a little bit of a respite here. And,
I know.
We're only going to have Trucks and O'Reilly this weekend at Rockingham.
I think the big thing that I was kicking myself with is I said Hendrick Motorsports, that they wouldn't be here to play at Martinsville, and one of them won the race. So that's always a problem when you get that wrong. But obviously, incredible strategic move from Alan Gustafson to get Chase Elliott into that track position. But they still had cars up there in the top 10. It took them all race to get there, but they still performed at the end. They took all 400 laps, but had results there at the end. But yeah, Ryan Blaney obviously doesn't help when you get run into the wall, or whichever Denny Hamlin's perspective is on that. But I really did not see Chevrolet winning that race, and they proved us wrong.
Yeah, pretty much all day it was Ford and Toyota from Joe Gibbs Racing and Team Penske, and Ryan Blaney, I don't think he had the best car. I think Denny Hamlin had the best car all weekend, and he led 292 laps. So if we reverse time a little bit and go back to last week, we talked about the over-under on laps led, and that was at 176.5. He obliterated that line. We put $1 on it each. I think you took the under, I took the over.
Darn it.
So you lost your $1, and then I got 80 cents back.
Congratulations.
So congratulations
you
to
can
me.
put those 80 cents towards something else.
Exactly. And so not a lot of good wins for us last week. As we mentioned, I was all in on Ryan Blaney, and it just didn't pay out for us, but that's why it is called gambling. You, however, had a $12.50 profit off of your top 10 parlay with Hamlin, Blaney, and Byron. That was at plus 125.
That feels good. Right.
You're continuing to stay on the green side of the bankroll, and I've went a little bit further south. If we take a look at our numbers, Andrew's currently leading with $5,030.50. He is up about $30.50 on his bankroll. Me, I'm down $169.04.
Ouch.
Which is not terrible. I mean, we're, 7 races into the season?
Yeah.
That's not bad. We started out at 5K. I'm at $4,830.96. So since there's no Cup race this weekend, I thought it would be a good time to take a breath, and let's review some of the outstanding bets that we have that we made in our futures. Now, if Kevin Redfern was here, he's setting pretty with his Tyler Reddick
real good
to win
right
the championship
now.
because now that bet is around plus 500, plus 400 on the different books. So if he takes that cash out option, if they're looking to double his money on that, it would probably be a good payout for him. Me, I'm in a little bit of hot water because I picked Joey Logano to win the championship. It's not looking too great. I took that at
Everyone
plus.
called me crazy when I said you were crazy.
Well, we've still got a lot of racing left, and he had a top 3 this past weekend in Martinsville. That was at plus 1,800. Now, the lowest I can find it is around plus 2,000. So he's actually went the opposite direction. So I'm just willing to hold on to that one until we get to the end of the season and see what happens. That's the coffee money that you just put on.
You need him to make the top 16.
I do.
In the standings. Then that value, I think, will come back to you a little bit.
And right now, I mean, he finds himself in 12th.
Right.
So he's right there, but he needs to stack up a few more good finishes. And just to hit on this as well, this new chase format, the winner of the regular season is going to get an extra 100 points on 16th place. So there's going to be a wide gap between all of these drivers. And do you think that gives us a rough number of maybe about 4 or 5 that will be left competing for this championship? Or do you think there's a probability that the 16th place driver can come up through the field and win it?
No. If you're 16th in the standings, I think it'd say congratulations, you made the chase, and you're done.
Have fun with
the last 10 races. The worst you can finish is 16th. Have fun. I heard a stat where it was in the Chase era, 69% of the eventual champions in the Chase entered the Chase, one of the top 3 standings. So we talk all about this race for 16th, but really, it's a race for the top 3, maybe top 4, top 5. I don't think your champion will come from 6th place or back.
So the top 6 right now in points, in 6th place, Ty Gibbs. 5th, William Byron. Chase Elliott in the 4th position. Denny Hamlin in 3rd. Ryan Blaney in 2nd as he trails our points leader, Tyler Reddick, by 82 points. And Tyler Reddick can be found on some books at plus 500 or even longer to win the championship, as Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, and Kyle Larson are still your favorites. And Kyle Larson is sitting back in 9th in the point standings currently.
You know what's interesting? I wasn't going to bring this up, but on Caesars, I saw that you can bet on the 2026 championship, and it's basically, it's a straight forecast. So it's Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, top 2 in the points. It's Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, top 2 in the points. Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, top 2 in the points. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, top 2 in the points, or any other. And I think you take some of those stats, and if you know they're not in the top 3 and all your other options are listed out, you know, you're going to have to bet on one of those drivers. But if there's a driver not included in that list that is in the top 5 in standings, I would take the other. I would take the field in that situation. Just something interesting. An interesting future line that I was just kind of scrolling and looking and seeing what options were out there. But you can kind of pick certain drivers or the field to win the championship. So, you know, a little bit of unique lines that Caesars is given.
Now, you don't have an outstanding bet for the championship like Kevin and I do. Do you have one now that you would be willing to put a few,
just straight up,
future straight up to win the championship that you have currently? Because right now, looking through your dashboard, you only have 2 outstanding bets, and we'll get to those in a second. Would you be willing to put anything down now on a champion, or are you still going to wait?
Oh, this is tough. Where's Christopher Bell in points right now?
Christopher Bell currently sits at 7th. He's minus 141.
7th, like that would be the guy who's not in the top 5 who I think can make his way up the standings as we finish off the regular season and put himself within striking distance of that top 5 in the standings, top 3 to win the championship. He's currently plus 700. That would be the most comfortable I would be. Chase Briscoe, man, I mean, it's starting to become desperate times, desperate measures for him. We're only 7 races in, but we're not talking top 16 for Chase Briscoe to give him a legitimate chance. He needs to be in the top half of the chase, I think, to even consider him for the championship.
He's starting to have a year that Keselowski had last year where if anything can go wrong, almost Murphy's Law. If anything is going to go wrong, it is going to go wrong with him, and he's mired back in 21st place. I'll give you the 19th place in points right now, Chastain. Do you think Ross is able to move up into the top 16? He's currently 19.
I would stay away from Trackhouse. Justin Marks, we were talking about this on Sirius XM the other night, and they're looking for small victories right now. They're not looking for the blow you out of the water, dominate victory, you know, unless it's SVG at a road course. But for a program and a team like Ross Chastain, I don't think that's where their mind is at right now. I'm not touching Ross. One thing that's interesting, though, we were just talking about Chase Briscoe. He's plus 1,200. I do think he will progress his way up through the points. That 1,200, those odds could get better, and that could be something where you end up cashing out on it once he makes a chase and once he gets into that top 16 in points, because I do believe he has the speed and ability to do that. But I think that's a cash out play from the second you bet that.
I do too. I think that would be a wise investment to look at because he can only go up from here at 21st, and he has to make up 5 positions. 16th right now is Daniel Suarez. He's minus 186 points from the leader, Tyler Reddick.
Where's Brad Keselowski in points?
Brad Keselowski is 8th.
Man, and he has worse odds than Chase Briscoe.
Yes.
Brad Keselowski's plus 10,000 to win the championship.
Yeah.
Now, realistically, I don't think he will.
And if his odds are at plus 10,000 at 8,
yeah,
I don't think that
they're going to get much better. Probably not going to
get much better. So that would be something, again, I would stay away from that, wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
This is why some of this is a little skewed, because you want to guess Connor Zilich's odds to win the championship?
I bet they're higher than Brad Keselowski's.
They're higher than Keselowski's. He's plus 6,500.
Which is insane.
Where's he in points?
Connor Zilich?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me find him. He's down toward the bottom.
You got to scroll down the page to find him.
33rd, minus 273 from the leader.
You're telling me that he's at plus 6,500 odds to win the championship? He's 33rd in points? What are we doing here? See, this is why you gotta really.
Well, it has to be something to do with the way people are laying money. And so if
a lot of people are throwing their money away,
I know.
Good Lord.
So maybe they're looking at a cash out option for that to come up as he climbs the standings, but it's not going to happen. He is a rookie by himself, and he went from a small pond being a big fish to a big pond being a small fish, and it's proving why these NASCAR drivers at the Cup Series are some of the best drivers on the face of the planet. So now let's get into a couple of your outstandings. You've got Christopher Bell on the over at 3.5 wins. Do you think that still happens this season?
He's got to start winning now.
Yes.
Season being including the chase, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to start winning now. We were talking about this on Fast Talk. Which driver can challenge Tyler Reddick in the win column? Because Reddick is at 4, and I said Denny Hamlin would be your next best contender to challenge him in the win column. Brad Gilley, I think, said Ryan Blaney, which I think is also a solid bet. But Christopher Bell, man, I had high expectations for him this year, and he has just been so freaking quiet. Like I haven't heard a peep out of Christopher Bell in these last couple of races. Now that doesn't mean he's not putting together solid runs. He's 8th in the points. That's solid. But that to me is a championship winning organization that right now is not showing that championship winning speed. And so I am getting a little bit concerned about that 3.5 over margin for Christopher Bell. And like I said, I think he's got to start going to victory lane soon. And we're going to Bristol. He was the last winner at Bristol, so maybe that'll be their opportunity.
His stats from Martinsville, no stage points. He didn't finish in the top 10 in either of the stages. Finished 7th. So ended up scoring 30 points, which is good. But if you're not up in the top 5, top 3, looking at wins, it's just...
I agree.
You're just not doing enough in that car.
Where's Kyle Larson in the points?
Larson in the points is 9th.
Wow.
Right behind Keselowski. Him and Keselowski are tied at 206.
What on earth's going on with him?
Well, I think a lot of this has to do with that Chevy body. And
yeah, but he wasn't winning at the end of last year either. He's coming up on 1 calendar year, 365 days since his last Cup win. That's crazy.
And
I'm just asking. I'm not asking you for the answer.
I don't know what the answer is. I still think Cliff Daniels and Kyle Larson are the best pairing. I think they're the most talented on just pure talent. But whatever Tyler Reddick has going on right now, it has been the kryptonite for the rest of the field.
And they figured something out.
He's figured something out.
Yep.
And I think it's just taken Chevy a little while longer to figure out this body, because we've seen Spire being the best Chevy team through these first 7 races. If I'm going to give letter grades, I think Spire has ran the best out of all of those teams. I know that Chase Elliott just won a race, but it was on the backs of a gutsy pit call, and they were just looking to get track position, and it ended up, being fruitful for a race win.
Yeah.
So, yes, Hendrick has a win, Spire doesn't, but Spire's ran well all season long.
You telling me that Spire's the better Chevy team?
They're not the best Chevy team. I'm saying if you're going to grade them out, I think that Spire has ran better.
I think relatively speaking for Spire, they are running better than I think they should be. Spire, they're good at the tracks that they're good at. Like Carson Hocevar, I think, is one of those guys that really wishes we were in last year's playoff format, because that guy has race-winning speed, and then the next week, you don't even know what planet he's on. He is gone. You don't talk about him.
Yeah.
It's as if he didn't start the race. And that, to me, is Spire Motorsports. They show up, and when they show up in numbers, and then when they don't, you kind of forget they're in the race. Hendrick, I think, is more consistent.
They are more consistent, and that shows in the points because Elliott and Byron and Larson are all in the top 10 in points.
Who's the highest Spire car in points?
The highest Spire car in points is Hocevar in 15th.
Yeah.
And then they're all three together.
It's Suarez and McDowell.
It's Hocevar, Suarez, and McDowell. They're 15th, 16th, and 17th.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
They're right there together.
That's the thing.
So they're consistent.
They are consistent, and it's all three cars will kind of give you everything they've got. And they're kind of all the same.
I'm just saying, if you're looking at the barometers of the season, taking Martinsville out of the equation, I think they've punched above their weight, and they've ran pretty well. I think you would give them a higher grade because you expect more out of Hendrick.
Okay, yeah. So, relatively speaking, Hendrick is underperforming and Spire is overperforming. That's I can agree with you there. Yeah. I still think Hendrick is
the best
top
Chevy
team. Okay,
yeah,
all right.
I'm not. That's not.
We cleared that up.
Yeah, that's not. I'm not saying that Spire is eclipsing
I was about to call
Hendrick.
You crazy.
No, I'm not crazy. I mean, Chase Elliott's fourth in points. I mean, but that's what Chase Elliott does. He's super consistent. He's a very good points driver. Your other outstanding bet, Logano, under 1.5 wins. That one still
I'm loving that. That feels
good.
Great.
That one looks pretty good.
He worried me a little bit with third place run at Martinsville, but that team, they need help. They need help desperately. He finished 33rd at Darlington, rebounded obviously 30 positions later, 1 week later at Martinsville, but they are just so freaking far off from their teammate Ryan Blaney, and I don't think they fully know what the issue is, and that's why I'm feeling good about the under half a win for Joey Logano.
Well, it's 1.5 wins.
It's 1.5 wins?
You have him under 1.5 wins.
Oh, so he can win a race.
He can win a race. If he wins a second, then
I'm even feeling good about him not winning a race, period, this year.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a long season,
probable.
But this is a team that capitalizes on the big races. Well, now you need to capitalize on all the races. You can't just put all your eggs in one basket and say, this is the race we're winning this year. And I think that's coming to Joey Logano's detriment versus Ryan Blaney. He's been a consistent, rock-solid driver for a while.
All right, we've already talked about one of my outstanding bets, and that was Logano to win the championship. My other two, Keselowski to get a win, that was at half a win. So Keselowski's had some looks.
I feel better about that.
Yes. I know that you guys looked at me like I had a third eye when I brought that out at the beginning of the year. But
I think you're getting on to something. Keselowski has jumped out of the gates much better than I think anyone would have expected given their past history.
Had a bad year last year. Had a bad year.
Couple of years.
Yeah. So I think that him getting a win is not out of the realm of possibility. The other one, Busch, to not get a win. That over-under was at half a win, and I bet on him not to get half a win.
Yeah, that's looking real good.
It looks really good. So I'm looking good in both of those. So the pick'em game, there's no one for us to pick this week.
Well, we should do, for free, O'Reilly race winner.
Sure, let's do that then.
And you get all their points.
If I'm going to pick
Who won it last week?
Allgaier.
No.
Last week I beat you. I had
Gilliland. The first pick.
I had Gilliland and you had Gregson. I had 14 points. You had 9 points.
Oh wow!
So I have now cut the lead to 14. You have a 14-point lead. You're leading 104 to 90. And again, you can only pick in this pick'em game. You can only pick a driver one time.
Yeah, but we've got the whole
O'Reilly race, and so I think if you pick the winner correctly in this one, you get 25 points. Just a bonus.
Oh, just bonus. You don't get whatever points that they get from this race?
Yeah, if we're just doing a one-off, because that's what we did for the Clash.
All right, so win or nothing.
Win or nothing.
Okay.
All or nothing.
Who gets the first pick?
I'll let you pick first.
Okay.
Because I think I know who you're going to pick.
I'm going to ride Mr. Momentum, Justin Allgaier.
Yeah, Justin Allgaier.
Which, if you look at the finishing results from Rockingham last year, you'd actually be a little bit worried about that pick because Allgaier finished 21st without any appearances in the top 10 in either stage, led 0 laps. So I'm looking for a big rebound for Mr. Justin Allgaier, but David, who do you got?
I'm going to pick Sammy Smith, his teammate. He won the race at Rockingham.
He's plus, I think, 600 to win.
Yep.
The race at Rockingham.
Allgaier's favored to win. Another one that is interesting to win if you're looking to do the cash-out game this week at Rockingham is to take Ryan Sieg at plus 3,300.
He led some laps.
77 laps. That's
Was that
the most of any driver last year in the Rockingham race.
Twice for 77 laps, finished 3rd in stage 1. One guy that I think both of us are missing, who obviously had race-winning speed, just didn't pass inspection, was the guy who took the checkered flag first, and that's Jesse Love.
Yes.
Jesse Love led 53 laps 6 times. He led during that race, but is scored 37th because they found his car to be deemed illegal. Jesse Love, who you have picking to win Rockingham this weekend, was running 2nd at the checkered flag. Obviously, he gets bumped up to be the race winner. I mean, he was solid.
Yeah,
Sammy
Smith was solid. I mean,
but like this was a weird race last year, man.
I just have a feeling about the JR.
Let me read you the top
cars.
10 finishers here. Sammy Smith, Parker Retzlaff.
Yep.
Finished in 2nd. Harrison Burton, Brennan Poole, Taylor Gray, Austin Hill, Josh Williams, Jeb Burton, Daniel Dye, Jeremy Clements. That is the weirdest top 10 I think I've ever heard.
Very
One
strange.
guy that I actually feel pretty good about a race-winning bet. I'm going to give you my 2 bets, and I texted this to Alexis, so I'm pulling my text up here. With our Monopoly money, I'm going to put 2 bets down.
Okay.
You can only bet race winner for the O'Reilly race. I've got Justin Allgaier plus 350. I'll put 10 Monopoly dollars on that. And then Carson Quapple plus 1,000 to win the race. Carson, he finished 16th, but ran 7th in both stage 1 and 2, led 47 laps. And he's in a Junior Motorsports Chevrolet this weekend, and he's due for his first win. I think it can come at a funky track like Rockingham. So those are my 2 bets that I have.
I like it. I'm going to give futures because
You're not betting race winner?
I'm not going to bet
You're not going to ride with me on nothing?
If I'm going to ride...
Put $1 on Ryan Sieg or
I am.
something like that.
That's what I'm going to do.
All right.
I'm going to put $1 on Ryan Sieg to win at plus 3,300. I like it. I mean...
Yeah, should I put $1 on somebody since Tyler Reddick's not in this race?
Yeah, you should.
You know what? I'll put $1 on Ryan Sieg as well.
Okay, so we'll both be even. It's not going to outstand then. But the 2 futures that I'm looking at, and these are to watch for the cash out type style of game in the O'Reilly series. I like Sheldon Creed to win the championship at plus 1,400. I know that Allgaier is on fire right now, but I think that Creed will move. He continue to move up in the points.
Here's the thing: we were talking about this again on Sirius XM the other night, but it's who is Justin Allgaier's biggest competition? And I think you named him. I think it's Sheldon Creed.
Yeah.
Those Haas Factory Chevrolets this year are strong.
Yeah.
I think if it's not Allgaier, it's going to be him. I mean, that's Mr. Consistency. We joked about how many second-place finishes he had.
A ton.
But you need to be running consistent like that with this format to win a championship. So I like that.
Yeah, I like that. Plus 1,400 again if he moves up in the standings and it starts to get a little bit, more favorable, then you can cash out and take the money. Yeah. The other one that I'm looking at, future in trucks, Chandler Smith, plus 500.
He's point leader
right now. He's got a pretty good size lead too. So I'll put a few units on both of those, and then I'll put $1 on Ryan Sieg to win at plus 3,300. Anything else here before we wrap this one up? I know it's been kind of a off the rails type episode.
I think it's time to wrap up. I just lowered my seat accidentally, and so I'm just getting shorter and shorter. Did you see?
Yeah,
it's going again.
You're going down.
We should probably wrap up before you can't see me anymore.
It's about putting you on those sharp bets and giving you a few lines to bet on and having some fun. Being invested in someone that is not your favorite driver is interesting. Like last week, I had a bet on Keselowski and Priest. They finished right beside one another. I just needed Keselowski to pass Ryan Priest.
Brad.
Come on, Brad.
Kidding me?
Didn't happen. But it created a lot of fun watching the race, and that's what it's about. So hopefully we put you onto some of those sharp bets. Your bankroll can grow. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Didn't mess it up this week. There you go. Another little blue check for us. Wherever you're watching this, and we'll be back next week with more Racers Odds. For Andrew Kurland, I'm David Styles.